Hey guys, my name's Jamin. Thanks so much for visiting my channel. In this video, I have an Ideapad 320 series laptop. The exact model that I'm using is a 320-17 IKB. I'm going to take you on a teardown or disassembly tour, show you how to open it up and all the various components you can access. So first thing guys, power down your computer the correct way. Make sure it's off and unplugged from your charger. We're then going to flip your computer over to access your bottom case screws. Now there's quite a lot of screws here. You have these four on the bottom edge of your screen, these five along the top edge of your screen, this one here near your DVD drive, these three in the middle, and these two here on the right edge. Now after removing all of these screws, you want to also remove your DVD drive here before attempting to take off your bottom case. So you're going to have a small flat pry tool. You're going to put it right in this seam here. And then you're going to gently but firmly slide it to the left to remove that DVD drive. Be careful. These are known to pop off and break. So press firmly, but do it slowly. Don't do it so hard where you break this off before the DVD drive has time to slide over. After that, you're going to take your small flat plastic pry tool. I say plastic because metal tends to scratch your cases more. But you'll take your small flat plastic pry tool, go all the way around the seam of your bottom case and pry it off from the rest of your computer. It may take a while, especially if you're not used to this procedure, but just go slow. Don't put the pry tool too far in to damage things. Keep it on the edge and go nice and slow but firm. Also be aware right here, guys, you'll see after you remove this DVD drive, what's left is a very thin, very breakable piece of plastic that you're going to have to pry off from the rest of the computer. So be very careful there that you don't break that. But after you get all your screws off, this is what you're looking at for the inside of your computer. As a side point, guys, whenever I work on a computer in my shop, I always have it sitting on an anti-static mat. Either that or an anti-static bracelet go a long way to help you avoid damaging things in your computer when you're working on it. If you need help with any tools or supplies like that for your computer project, as well as any replacement or upgrade parts like your battery, hard drive, RAM, any replacement or upgrade parts for this model computer, there'll be a link above, also below in the description, and I'll have a list of all those tools and parts for the Lenovo Ideapad 320 17 IKB. Also, before touching anything in a computer, I always either remove or at least unplug the main computer battery, which is right down here on the right-hand side of your screen. I actually had a hard time unplugging this without removing the battery. There wasn't a lot of wiggle room here with the wires, and I couldn't get a good grip on that plug. So unfortunately, I had to pull from the wires, which I always say not to do, but I didn't have much of a choice. So in this computer, I had to remove the battery. You have a screw here on the bottom left, screw here in the middle top, screw here on the right-hand side. And after those screws came up, I was able to pull that out gently of that port. Okay, so after your battery's been removed, we're safer to proceed deeper into the computer. For those of you looking for battery specs, this battery part number was an L16C2PB2. It was a 30 watt hour battery. By the way, guys, I will have all the specs for all the parts down below in the description as well. The next thing I'll shout out is your hard drive here. This is a 2.5 inch SATA connection. You can have a hard drive in here or a solid state drive as long as it's a 2.5 inch SATA connection. The way to remove this, it's not screwed in like other hard drives. It's just kind of pushed and wedged in there. I used a small flat metal pry tool on this edge, on the left edge, to push it to the right and then wedge it up. And that's how I got my hard drive out. The hard drive caddy is also not screwed into the hard drive. It just pries off. It's got little pins that go into the screw holes and that just pries off. Next thing I'll shout out is your RAM over here. This is your RAM section. RAM in computers like this usually works this way. There's a metal spring-loaded arm on either side of the RAM stick. To get the RAM out, you would gently pry those arms apart away from the RAM. The RAM stick would then release. Most times it'll even pop up a little bit, and then you can pull it out of this port right there. The way to get the RAM back in is you slide it back into the port, and as you can see, there's a long side and a short side to this RAM stick, so you can only plug it in the correct way. Get it in there nice and flush, and then press down in the middle. The metal arms will latch onto it and secure it in place. I think the maximum RAM allowed for this computer is 16 gigabytes. You can put more RAM in, it won't hurt your computer. Your computer just won't access that extra RAM, so it'll be a waste of money. So this computer maxes out at 16 gigabytes. And again, the hard drive, the RAM, those will be below in that link with all the tools and parts. Next thing I'll shout out here, this is your CMOS battery, your BIOS battery, your motherboard battery. Everyone calls it something different, but this is it right here. It plugs into the motherboard right there. So if you're trying to do like a BIOS reset, or for whatever reason you don't need to physically remove the battery, you just need to unplug it, that would be done right here. Don't pull on the wires, but put your fingernails on either side of that plug, a pry tool, pair of pliers, whatever, and pull it out of that plug there. If you do need to replace this CMOS battery, that's just stuck on by double-sided tape, so that just pops right off. The next thing is the Wi-Fi card right here. And you can see the antenna wire that are snapped in right there. Those are just snaps. So if you're looking to get this Wi-Fi card up, you would just pull these wires straight up out of the computer. Those will snap off of the Wi-Fi card. And then there's a single screw right there. And after you undo that single screw, you can pull this out of that port right there. Next thing here is your speakers. You have this speaker on this side. Wires run down here to this speaker. And the speaker wire actually runs under the battery. So you definitely need to take the battery up to get at these speaker wires. Unfortunately, as you can see, there's no port here for the speaker wire to plug into. That's because it's plugged in underneath the motherboard. Horrible design, especially if you blow a speaker. You have to basically disassemble everything, take that motherboard up to get at that speaker plug. Keep in mind, if you are looking to get your motherboard up, this screw right here near the CMOS battery, that's a warranty void sticker over that screw. You'll see those from time to time in various computers in various spots. When you mess up that sticker, you've voided your warranty. So keep that in mind when going into this computer or any computer. Moving on, we have your fan right here and your heatsink assembly over your CPU. If you're here to clean this out, after opening the computer, feel free to vacuum out or blow out the entire thing. This fan comes up after you unscrew these 3 screws from the CPU, and the fan plugs in right here. And again, don't pull on the wires, pull straight up and out on that kind of plug right there, and that'll come out of the motherboard. You can clean out your vent right there. You can blow or clean out your fan. As you see, this one was kind of dirty. I probably should have done that. I didn't do it. But yeah, that comes up. And if you're here to reapply thermal paste, guys, I'll have a video link above, but I'll also include it below in the description. It'll be a tutorial in how to correctly apply thermal paste after cleaning off the old stuff. You definitely want to clean off the old stuff. This is the disassembly tour. Hopefully this helped you get into the computer, access whatever component you needed to get at. If you have any questions, guys, check out the FAQs below in the description. It could save you some time getting an answer. If you do need to leave me a question or comment, please feel free. I do try to address those a couple times a day at least. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I look forward to seeing you on my next video.